Hello again, everybody. It is Carson the Goat Yeet, and I'm here with a series video again. This is a question and answer video where there are actually questions, and I will actually be answering those questions. I'm going to go over all the questions first. Was there a team hard to bat against? Is the first one. The next one, how did it feel saving the perfect game? Has your team been together for a long time, or did they just get a bunch of players together just to make it to the Little League World Series? That, my friends, is a very good question. So the first one is, was there a team hard to bat against? And I'm gonna answer yes and no. So we played Midwest in the first game, and we ended up throwing a perfect game against them. But their pitcher was pretty good. Marcus, he threw upper 60s. It wasn't gas, but he was a little hard to bat against just because he threw a little sidearm. Not too hard to bat against. West, not hard to bat against. I don't know if that was their ace pitcher, but he did have a nasty curveball, but he didn't throw too extremely hard. Texas, when we played them the first time, supposedly that was their ace. In my opinion, the other guy threw better than. So the first game we played them, I want to say they threw Hunter Densworth, if I'm correct on that, yeah. And he threw pretty hard. He was consistently throwing about 73, which is equivalent to I think 90, 95 maybe, 92, 95. Anyway, that's pretty fast. But he didn't throw a lot of breaking balls, so if you time up the fastball good, it's really not that hard to hit. That game we ended up winning 2-1. We threw a one-hitter. Then the next time we played them in the U.S. Championship, they had one pitcher, and it was Colin Ross. And in my opinion, he was one of the best pitchers we faced all-star season. But I won't say the best because we faced someone else who was very good. But he threw pretty hard. He would occasionally reach 74, but he threw around 72-ish. And his curveball's pretty good. He had a lot of control and kept it low. That game, I did not hit good. Neither did any of the top three batters, me, Matthew, or Thomas. But I was trying to focus on pitching that game more than hitting. So yes, there were some teams that were hard to bat against, and every team had good defense, so it wasn't like you could hit a pop-up to the outfield and it would be a hit. The next question, thank you for whoever did that question, because that is a good question. How did it feel saving the perfect game? Alright, so in the first game, we threw a perfect game against Midwest, and I was at shortstop. I think it was like the fourth inning maybe, and this kid hits like a kind of a bloop line drive up the middle. So I dove for it and caught it and threw it around. That was a very cool moment, because when you watch the Little League World Series and you never get there, it looks so far away, like Williamsport. It's just like, man, like you have to win so many games and so many tournaments to get there. But then you're there, but when you watch it on TV and then you watch all the web gems and highlights, you're like, man, these people are good. But then to have one of my own highlights, I think I was on top 10, maybe number 8. That was fun. I mean, that was something that I really won't forget. And I really didn't think about saving the perfect game until I got up and threw it around. And then I was like, wait a minute, we have a perfect game going. So that was a really cool moment. And then I came in and pitched the last 4 pitches, the last batter, and I ended up striking him out. I don't know what was more exciting, because striking that kid out was kind of like relief. I was like, whew, I didn't blow it. But very good question, whoever asked that. Next question. This is a really good question. Have you guys always been together? How long have you known each other? Or did y'all just come together and not know each other just to make it to the Little League World Series? Great question, because a lot of teams will basically recruit other people to come so they can make it to the Little League World Series. For us, that is not the case. About six out of the 13 have known each other since we were about 6 or 7. Most of us, or 6 or 7 of us, played in Winterville, and we basically knew each other. We played on the same all-star team in Winterville, and then when we were all 9, we moved over to Greenville, and some of us were already in Greenville. And our league is 9-12, Greenville Little League. So when we were 9, about 6 or 7 of us, myself included, made the all-star team, and we played together. We lost districts because we had the 10-year-olds above us, so it wasn't like the team we have now. So we ended up losing districts that year. When we were 10, we lost in states. We got second in states. We were playing East Surrey. That's a good team right there. That was probably one of a hard team to beat, and we ended up losing to them when we were 10. A few of the players who were on the team this year weren't on that team. 11-year-old year, we went to the tournament. They call it the Tournament State Champions. It's basically the regional. So you're playing, like, Alabama, Florida, teams from the Southeast region. But if you win it, nothing happens. That's just like it. We ended up losing in the championship game. We've lost a lot in championship games. I'll just put it to you like that. But we lost in the championship game in the regional that year, which was last year. And then this year, we obviously lost in the U.S. Championship. But to answer your question more deep, we've all sort of kind of known each other. And each year we've made it farther, so we've gotten to know each other a lot more. But we have never had like a travel ball team together. There's a few travel ball teams that a few different people play on, and it's kind of like 3 people playing on this travel ball team and then 2 on this travel ball team. So we don't have like an off-season team that we actually play with or play on. But most of us will play other sports. So this year, I don't know, I might try out basketball. But yeah, that's a good question because a lot of people will recruit people. I remember when my older brother, he was playing the state tournament. He was 12. He was playing, and he ended up fouling one into his eye, but that's a little off topic. They were playing this one team that had beat him the year before, and they were expected to go to the regional, and they were in the state championship against them. And like they had recruited a bunch of people, and the guy was throwing like gas, and they couldn't touch it. But anyway, oh, and I will say another thing: if you were not at Williamsport, the pitching is a lot harder to hit than it looks on TV. You watch some of these games, and it almost looks like it's floating in there. You're like, man, they have so much time to react. But when they're throwing over 70, I mean, it's harder than it looks on TV. I'll just put it to you like that. Thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and comment below what my next video should be about. If it should be something to do with baseball or one of those funny vlogs / whatever videos you want to call it. Or do you want me to show you all the gear that we got? Or just comment below whatever you want. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Adios.